All right, everybody. Welcome. Glad to have you. Coffee with a Killer. My name is Jordan. If you guys have not joined this show in the past, what I do after making sure that my audio is working. One second. Un momento. Looks like we're working. Cool. Perfect. What we do on Coffee with a Killer is I talk a little bit about the things that have allowed me to accomplish some level of success over the past decade. I've worked with a lot of people, about 10,000 different clients that honestly were pursuing financial freedom. They wanted to get free. So this is what have I learned? What do I wish I would have learned? We talk about the market, talk about some of the things some of the tools that I use to pursue wealth. So today's a little bit interesting today. And it's interesting because the world right now is a bit psychotic. The world right now is, in my opinion, it's a bit out of control. As an example, like yesterday, I'm reading over here, we dropped I think it was $6.5 billion, and it happened faster than it would take you to order a pizza or DoorDash, whatever it might be. So in less time, we dropped billions, like $6 billion, mainly gold, silver, Nasdaq. So there's a lot of speculation, and if I was to sum it up into a singular word, there's a lot of fear right now. There's a lot of fear. A lot of people are terrified. What's going on? What's going to happen? I posted in our community, it was like somebody had made a post, the biggest black swan event that we've ever had. So first and foremost, guys, let's talk about it. Yeah. Let's go through like what's actually happening first. That's probably the best place to start. What's happening right now? So the wealth that was eliminated is equal to the combined GDP of the UK and France. Gone. And again, less time than it takes to order a pizza. That's just insane. That's not normal. Okay? Doesn't even feel real. So this is not like necessarily volatility. Like some of this was really planned. So what's really happening right now? Instant deleveraging is happening in the market. People are instantly deleveraging their positions. We have cascading margin calls. If you've never heard of that, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, just Google what is a margin call. We have collateral evaporation, meaning the capital that was held by collateral. We were basically backing the positions. When I say we, the universe, the major players like BlackRock. Okay, so the collateral is evaporating, and people are forced right now to sell at scale. Okay, it's a lot. There's a lot going on. Should we be terrified? We have number one, a multi-year supply deficit. So for 5 straight years, the world has used more silver than it's produced. We are out using, like just think of, you're spending $50 and you're only making 25. At some point, your capital is going to run out. The total shortfall with something like silver is 678 million ounces. That's like a full year of global mining. China is tightening the tap. So I share all of this to share. You gotta get your house in order. We do not live with a spirit of fear. We do not live our life terrified of what's going to happen. We can't control what's going to happen. We can't control, is Trump going to do X, Y, or Z? Is so and so going to retaliate because Trump did X, Y, Z? Can we do anything about Tesla needing silver and not being able to get silver? No. There's a lot happening. We don't want to live in fear. What we do want to do is we want to execute a little bit of wisdom here, and we want to do what we can do to have our house in order. The only thing you should be worrying about, and people are posting all over social media, YouTube is blowing up. Instagram is blowing up. Facebook is blowing up. Fear, we call it FUD. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Like just jump onto your Facebook news feed and just look at it. Instead of posting about it and talking about it and stressing about it, what you should be doing right now is something about it, not posting. What can you do? How can you get your poop in a group? How can you be ready with your household? I spend very little time talking about and exercising my opinion about this and that. I do it on this show just to help people if I can. But I spend very little time posting on social media about, oh my gosh, this happened. Oh my gosh, that happened. Because if I can't control it, and if I can't do anything about it, I don't want to talk about it. So here's what you can do. You can zoom out and you can look at, where are you? Where are you? Where's your household? Are you in a position, let's just say that the economy collapses. Are you in a position to take care of you and yours? You and your people, whoever that might be, spouse, kids, family members. Are you in a position? If the answer is no, what you need to do is you need to start. Don't wait until the world goes to hell in a handbasket. Don't wait until things get so bad. We started a while ago. My wife and I started buying food. Well, that seems a bit extreme, Jordan. I mean, really? You're one of those, you're a doomsday prepper? Hey man, when the world gets really, really crazy, food and water become really important. And we're not living in fear, but we're living prepared. I don't stress about, is the world going to collapse? I don't stress about, is this or that going to happen? Why would I? But we do what we can. We do a little bit here and there. And we're in a position where if the world goes to poop, we're okay. We have food, we have water. Okay? The US dollar collapsing, there's a lot of fear about that. Well, what can you do? What can you do about that? You can't control the doggone government. What you can control is putting yourself, you and yours, into a position where you're okay. For us, what that looks like is we have precious metals. We have gold and silver. We have, I don't have any in front of me. We have gold backs. We have silver backs, which is just, it's legal currency that's not tethered to the dollar. We have, I won't give you the exact number, but we have multiple 6 figures worth of gold and silver in a vault. I do not trust a doggone thing about the US dollar. For most of us, it's kind of a necessary evil. We got to kind of use it. We're moving very quickly as a community away from that. Okay? So if the world goes to hell in a handbasket, food and water, guys, you can control that. Paul, you can control that. John, you can control that. Okay? You don't have to go out and spend $5,000. Go buy $100 worth of food storage. Comes in like a big bucket looking thing. You can control that. We bought a water filter. It was like, I don't know, $80, and it's good for like 10 years. You can control that. Okay? Starting to get your finances in order. Because I am anticipating that something is going to happen at some point, probably in 2026. Again, I'm not living in fear. I'm living in preparation. I believe that if we know better, we should do better. If you listen to the show, you know better. You know that you need to get your house in order. That could look different. That could feel different. I think there's some basics. Food and water, shelter, basics. We were talking a minute ago about, because we got almost 2 feet of snow here in Canton. Guys, it's not even like the government collapsing. You know how close we were to having a very serious problem in Canton, Ohio? Think about it. It was like 5 below 0 this morning when I woke up, plus wind chill, so maybe it was like 15 below 0. Let's just say that the power grid goes out, okay? Snow, ice. I mean, maybe some of you guys have even experienced this locally. Power goes out, okay? Most people have a furnace. Your furnace ain't working if your power goes out. You know, your water's gonna freeze. Not good. You know, you ain't gonna be ordering DoorDash, Erica, if the grid goes out. You guys know how long it would take for us to have a real problem on our hands here in Canton, Ohio? How long it would take before people started breaking into stores? Not bad people. This is where people get jacked up. This isn't bad people breaking into stores or, trying to get warm. We have an office. Obviously, I'm at the office right now, completely flooded. Don't even worry about that. I got in somehow. Down below, there is a door that stays open, and most mornings, if it's really cold, there's homeless people trying to get warm. Not bad people. We're not talking about all the criminals coming out of the woodworks and like raiding a store, trying to get food and water. We're talking about your neighbor. We're talking about your pastor, your kindergarten kids' teacher, people you go to church with, your banker, good people trying to just take care of them and their family. Would you not do the same thing? Erica, John, Paul, whoever else is watching live, would you not do the same thing if your family was starving or freezing? I would absolutely break into a store if my little boys were freezing or starving. Again, this isn't Trump sending out some tweet. This was a snowstorm. It's about 2 days, by the way. Now, if you don't have heat, you're going to be in real big trouble before 2 days, but you guys get my point. So Coffee with a Killer, like, out of the woodworks, people have been like, man, this is quite the conspiracy theorist. I'm not trying to, convince you guys that aliens exist. I'm just trying to convince you guys to get your poop in a group. And you owe it. There's people in your life that you owe it to. You know? So, with the 6 point some odd trillion dollars were wiped out, with silver and with gold going psychotic, the market is in a very interesting spot. Okay? I think we're gonna have a very interesting 2026. What can you do to prepare you and yours? What can you do? It doesn't have to be a massive amount of this or that, but you've got to do something. If you can, turn off the news. I think the news and media amplifies fear. How often you guys hear the news talking about good stuff happening in the world? They might sprinkle it in here and there. Good stuff doesn't get viewers, it doesn't get ratings. Bad stuff does. If you can, turn it off. Again, focus on you and yours. Focus on what you can do. I can't do jack diddle about Trump. By the way, I don't dislike the guy. He does some crazy stuff. It doesn't mean I necessarily dislike him, but whether I like him or don't like him, I cannot control him. I cannot control, some other country reacting or responding to something that he says. I can't do anything about it, so I'm not going to put any energy there. This is what I can do today. This is how I can help me and mine. By default, a lot of you guys are kind of a part of mine, me and mine. What can I do about me and my family and the people that I have immediate access to? Turn it off, focus on you, focus on today. I'm just trying to get a little bit better every day. I'm just trying to be a better steward of money. I'm just trying to make better decisions. I'm just trying to prepare. And not in a selfish way. It's so that I can help people. $6 trillion gets wiped out. We're in a deficit. China controls a huge share of refined silver. There's now new export restrictions. Less silver is leaving. Like, there's so much going on. And we could spend hours here understanding why silver and gold shot up. Is it going to go down? And it just doesn't change the outcome of what can I do today. This is making sense. If you guys missed it, I went through, man, like, why is silver and gold doing what it's doing? The economy's psychotic. You know, I talked about that. I talked about a lot of the fear. There's a post that I'm going to just read it really quick because I think it's relevant. If you guys aren't in our community, I would recommend, if you can, get in there. Black swan event is forming. Most people aren't positioned. Now, guys, this had almost 1 million reactions. This is the headline: Black swan event forming. Most people are not ready for it. The dominoes are lining up. And then there's a really scary picture of a city on fire, and a picture of China, and a picture of oil. Some other guys that I've never seen. Geopolitical tension is rising. Oil is spiking. The chart to watch: Japanese yen versus oil. Like, most people don't even know what that means, but it looks scary. If oil spikes 20 to 40% in a short period, Japan has to raise rates. It's going to break the system. And then below it says, Japan breaks. Did that actually happen, guys? Did Japan break? 3 decades of global carry trade unwinds all at once. Now this one's 2.3 trillion, which is different than the 6 point something trillion. U.S. Treasuries hit the market. Banks, pensions, stablecoins, altcoins, and uncontrolled Ripple. Here, this is what you do. If you're listening to the audio version, I just threw my phone on a chair. You can't control a single doggone thing that I just read from my phone. You can't. Matt can't. John can't. Paul can't. I can't. You do you. Focus on you. What can you do today? What can we do as a community? You just think we can go farther as a community than you can separately? Absolutely. That's all I've got for you guys. I'll get the replay posted on this. If you haven't done so already, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. If you can, try to like the video. Come back later and leave a comment. Like, I see you guys commenting live. YouTube doesn't care about that. Like, they don't see that as, oh, anybody was on the call. So if you guys can, come back later and just say something. Say something cool. Okay? Much love, guys. We'll be back at 1 o'clock. If you guys are a part of the channel, we'll be back at 1 o'clock for the VIP after hours. See you guys.